Okay, I don't know if you guys can see the new colors on this one. Added quite a bit of color to it. Let's see if I can dislodge my camera and get you a better view. We've got some oranges, purples, blues, obviously lots more greens. I say obviously because last time we talked about this looking more and more like a forest kind of effect, which I really liked. So a lot more color on this one. I'm actually not going to work on this one today in the workshop. I'm going to be working on a different one. So let's see if I can take this down and put the other one up without killing myself or ruining any of the work. We'll see what happens. So far so good. One down, one coming. This gives you a chance to see, ooh, behind the scenes. No, seriously, to see the incredible easel that my brother made me years and years ago. It's big. I've got a table back here to keep supplies on, but a good easel's hard to find, and this one's really special to me because he made it for me by hand. I tell you, these are heavier than you think with all this texture on them. And I absolutely love the easel. It's really cool to be able to use it and think of him. He's just recently retired from the Navy. Commander, Dr. Jim Caviness, easel maker extraordinaire. He's one of my little brothers, so very happy to be able to use it. Think of him while I'm using it. But this is the one I'm going to work on today. Basically what I want to do today is just add a little bit of highlights to it. I have several different methods of doing that. The one I'm going to do today, the method I'm going to use today, is one of the messier but more fun of my ways of highlighting the texture. In person I can see the texture really well. I think on camera it might be hard to visualize that fully. But this painting, I'm not sure I've talked about it on camera before. I've been working on it for a while. It's important to take off your watch before you do stuff like this. I don't ever take my jewelry off, my bracelets, just my watch. My bracelets I just tend to wash afterwards with my hands. Anyway, this is going to have an effect of like what I think of as a sunburst or a circular rainbow, something very positive. And I'm going to be putting some black paint on here. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk and do things at the same time. I think I have some issues with my cognitive abilities, residual stroke effect kind of problems, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I'm going to be applying some paint by hand. I can't see a lot of the detail that I've created because of my vision problems, but I can feel, that's why I love using the texture, I can feel a lot of this texture, and I just want to kind of get a bit of the tops of the texture. I usually do, like, I don't know if you can call black paint a highlight, but I usually do highlights with black paint first, and then quite often I'll come back with some white paint and re-highlight across the painting again with white paint, and that creates an entirely different effect. I don't know if I'll do the white on this one. We'll see. This painting, like I was saying, sort of represents the positive spectrum of hidden disabilities, life with hidden disabilities. I've got a couple of paintings planned that are not particularly negative, dark, dreary, oh, hidden disabilities are so horrible, because I'm a firm believer in life is what you make it, and I've had disabilities my whole life, and if I had given in to the darker side of most of the problems that I've experienced with hidden disabilities, I certainly wouldn't be an artist. I don't know what I'd be. I'd probably be in a loony bin somewhere. Now, stop that. You're not to say that I should be in a loony bin. Just calm down. Anyway, so my goal with this painting is to try to illustrate that despite hidden disabilities, whether they're physical, like a lung disease, heart problems, things like that, or the kind of disabilities that are more hidden, even harder to grasp and determine from the outside, like bipolar and addiction and different kinds of things like that. There is hope, there is light, there is joy, and I really want this painting and a couple of the others that I have planned to emphasize that aspect of at least my experiences. To me, this painting is going to represent things like my family, my children that I was never supposed to have. I was told I would never have kids, and I have 2 wonderful adult children who are healthy and happy and intelligent and doing wonderful things with their lives. So that's pretty cool. I also have somehow managed to carve out a place for myself in a wonderful arts community here in my local community of Noblesville, Indiana, and that's pretty cool. I've risen above a lot of challenges, I guess, and that sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, and I really don't mean it that way, but I do believe that telling people of the challenges that I've had and the things that I've overcome and some of the things I've accomplished in spite of the dire predictions of my health problems and doctors and all that. I don't know, I hope it's inspirational. I have to remind myself sometimes that I've come a long way and I've achieved things that no one ever thought possible. I have a master's degree in anthropology, and I taught anthropology and women's studies at Ball State for a while, and I was working on a applied linguistics PhD when I got my diagnoses for my heart problems, and that kind of threw everything out of whack. But so I didn't finish that program. But I've done things that no one ever thought I'd do. So there's hope. And oh, I just gave you the black hand, but I don't know what that means. But basically, there is hope, and I would like paintings like this to represent the brighter side of life with hidden disabilities, because, like I said, I think it's really important to stress that there are positives. There are positives. I mean, I wouldn't have this grant, I wouldn't be doing this project if I'd given up on myself, if I'd just crawled into a hole and decided that, you know, life's too hard. So don't ever give up. If you have a dream, if you have something you want to achieve in this life, it doesn't matter if you have disabilities or not. This is just my general attitude. Go for it, you know. Sure, health problems can slow you down. Money problems can slow you down. A lot of things can slow you down, but my watchword is onward. Just keep moving forward. Adapt or die. That's Darwin. And, you know, as an anthropologist, I got to quote Darwin a lot. Adapt or die. So, you know, we want to keep moving forward. And sometimes forward is dark tunnel of despair. And sometimes forward is a bright, colorful burst of sunshine and gorgeousness. So there, this is gorgeousness. I don't know if it's gorgeousness really, but it's it certainly is going to be bright by the time it's all said and done. and hopefully it will exude some positivity. So I really like this part of my process, feeling the texture and applying some what I call highlights. It's really fun. It reminds me of when I was little and I used to want to play in the mud all the time and create, you know, ceramics and stuff out of muddy clay in my backyard in Georgia. So the red clay was always fun after the rains, you know, to create wonderful things. So I think I got my love of my messy painting style very young. Had no clue I'd be doing this kind of stuff at the time, but boy, I like it. There's just a very satisfying feeling with creating messiness, chaos. I love it. So, can you see though what a difference a little bit of black texture makes? And if I do decide to come back through with some white, you'll see that pops as well. So this is just I really love this part of my process, getting some really cool effects in the work. It's awesome. Well, it's awesome for me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I love it. So typically I'll cut when I do something like a burst like this. I've done a few paintings that kind of resemble this effect of rainbow sunburst kind of thing. And typically what I like to do is put the black on, and then when I come back through, I can highlight this inner area in particular with a lot of white after the black has dried. And so you get, I end up with a really cool effect of the brightness of the center spreading into a darker, what do you call this? Outer area. There's a word for that and it escapes me at the moment. Anybody out there want to shout it out? No, you're all so quiet. It's wonderful. It's really nice to have people that don't chit-chat too much while I'm working. Oh, you know what? I did get a CD player. You saw it back there. So we can have music during these wonderful open houses. And I completely forgot to turn it on. So next time, I promise, we'll have music. My favorite music, I think I've got over 900 songs on a USB, so watch out. We'll be jamming pretty soon. Okay, this needs to go round and round and round. Oh man, I'm loving this. I really love feeling the texture that I've created. I can't even, I don't really know how to explain that to you, but just feeling the texture as I'm making this circular motion is fabulous. I'm going to go the other direction a little bit, but oh my gosh. Really love it. Okay. Now the painting I took down, the one that has all the glitter paint, metallic paint, what I'm going to do with that one is probably our next adventure, our next open house. I'll be creating, remember we talked about I was going to create some red hot poker effects with the texturing, and so I'm going to be working on that next time. This one, once I decide whether or not I need white on here, this one's going to be very close to done. I am loving this. Oh yeah, it feels so good. That sounds crazy, I know, but it really does feel fabulous. It's hard to get the angle sometimes when I'm working with you guys, but let's see. I like that. Okay. Woo! Do we love it? I love it. Okay. So, here we have the next installment of this one. I think I'm going to call this one Hope, because I want it to have that super obvious title effect on people. I want people to know right away that this one is all about hope. So that's a little on the nose, as they say, but I think it's appropriate. So, okay, so next time we'll work on some red hot pokers, and maybe we'll also be working on another brand new canvas. I've got several still yet to go, so stay tuned. And next time we'll also talk more about some hidden disabilities. I've been working on some of my research to share with you guys, so stay tuned for that. Oh, it might take me a little while to get this video up on YouTube. We've got a big art event at Logan Street Sanctuary this weekend. It's the second annual NICE event, the Noblesville Interdisciplinary Creativity Expo. I am a co-host with my good friend, local author Sarah E. Marin, and it's a wonderful event, so come on out Friday and Saturday, September 30th, October 1st, 6:30, and see a whole bunch of different kinds of artwork, music, writings, readings that local creative people have put together for the event. They'll be doing presentations. It's going to be great. So got that going on, and then in a couple of weeks my daughter's actually getting married. So stay tuned. I will probably be a little bit more out of it every time between now and then, but we're going to keep persevering. So thank you for coming today, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye.